Hey guys, welcome back to the Kool-Aid Podcast. Welcome back to episode 74 of season 2. We just made a transfer deadline day review. Make sure to check out that video. But now we're going to be focusing more on Barcelona. We are going to be basically talking about tomorrow's game, Real Betis versus Barcelona, away from home. La Liga, where we're going to be turning our focus to that. And as always, guys, I post a link on Twitter. If you guys want to join at Kool-Aid Podcast 10, you're always welcome to. If you want to basically like hop into the discussions, feel free to join. But guys, tomorrow we have a big game against Real Betis. Real Madrid, they drew with Real Sociedad 0-0 at the Bernabeu. This is a fantastic result for us. This basically puts us 5 points clear at the top. Now, we have to basically maintain that lead at the top because it's Real Madrid. Real Madrid, they're a team who any slip up, it's gonna make it difficult for you.
I would say if it wasn't against a team that's competing for Europe, if it was like a relegation fighting team, I would say this is the definition of a trap game. This is a game where we're gonna go in with our horses high and we're gonna come best a draw. But because it's a team like Real Betis, I think we're gonna be locked in, more focused than ever. I think we come out with a result that we want. 2-1 is my prediction.
2-1 is your prediction. Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I had to agree with Kenny because, first of all, we already played them in the Super Copa, and we saw they're not an easy team to beat.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was just about to say that in the Super Cup, you saw how they basically took us into extra time
Yep.
and penalties for us to beat them. They're a team who plays some very good football. They have some very good players, and if we're not at our A game, we're gonna drop points.
Yep.
For sure, and that's what we gotta go in with, right? This isn't Girona. This isn't, I don't know, Elche, Getafe. This is a hard team. We're gonna. And I'm not saying those were easy games either, because
Yeah.
those teams.
Yes.
No disrespect to them. No disrespect to them, but they're not the hardest teams to play against. Now, what we do gotta consider is, which is what Kenny was also going in with, we can't go against Betis think, oh yeah, we already beat you guys. We're a better team. No, it doesn't matter. Anything can happen. And like I say, these are the games that matter most. Games like these where you're in a good run of form and you're thinking, hey, I'm going to win the league. No, that's the games that you got to win. These are the games that if you win 1-0 by an auto goal, you win 1-0 by an auto goal. Like, it doesn't matter. What matters is the result.
Yep.
Yeah. And a good thing to mention is that Barcelona have currently won all of their games in 2023. Barcelona have some games we drew and we had to go into penalty to basically win. For example, against Betis, and I think I think that's it. We've won every single game, so we cannot go into this game thinking like, hey, the game is won, everything, because away from home, it's always super difficult. Now, the matchday squad hasn't been released because Gavi has been registered as a first team player. We got this through. He's going to be wearing the number 6 jersey for the club. He's no longer going to be wearing that number 30, which is fantastic news. Right here. Let me share the screen real quick.
I didn't even know that was on. I that was out of my mind. I didn't know he wasn't right. So I got that news. I was like, what?
There you go. That number 6. He's gonna be wearing that in tomorrow's game. Now, we're gonna have Lewandowski, and I think we're gonna have Ferran Torres back for this game. If we don't get Ferran Torres this game, I think it's gonna be for the weekend's game. Now, how would you guys line up for this game? Because remember, we rested some players in the weekend's game against Girona.
I would opt for a 4-3-3. I don't think there's a reason. Essentially, I'd go for the 3-man midfield. I wouldn't go for the 4-man. I don't think we need it here.
Okay.
Excuse me. I would go with Ter Stegen on goal, Balde left back, center back pairing Christensen Araujo. Right back, I will go Conde. Like I said, this is a no-nonsense game for me, especially because it's a hard team.
Yeah.
I will go right back Conde, and then in the midfield, I go Busquets, Pedri, Gavi, put De Jong as a sub in the second half. Whether he's
okay, so you're benching De Jong.
I'm benching him this game.
Ooh.
but I'm gonna put him in the second half and sit down Busquets, regardless of what the score is. 60th minute, Busquets is going out. De Jong is playing the rest of the game.
Okay.
And then up top, I'll go for the 3-man. I'll go Lewandowski. Thank God we have him back. And I would go if the Ferran Torres thing is true, which I think it is, I would go Ferran Torres on the right and Ansu Fati on the left.
Okay.
Just because
no Rafinha.
No Rafinha. He's proven me wrong in the last few games. I think he's not been up to it. I don't know whether it's a mental thing or he's just been playing bad. And I think he needs some time to think about what's up. So I don't think he should be playing this game.
I would line up the complete exact same way, except I would flip the Busquets and De Jong. I would have De Jong start, have that energy up just from the moment kickoff starts. And if we do get that, because I said 2-1, I think we're going to have a 2-0 lead, and then we'll concede last, and we'll win 2-1. So my thought process is we're going to have that. They'll get one, and then you bring Busquets on to that calming presence. He's a vet, and I feel like that's the only thing I would change. Besides that, the back four, I haven't seen. That's the perfect back four in my opinion. But
that back four I think is perfect. You saw how with Christensen, with Araujo, with Conde, that back line is much stronger. We've only conceded, I think it was, exactly, and Balde. Just basically that back line is so much more stronger. But the players need to be focused, for example, because in that game against Girona, there were some lapses in concentration where we got really lucky to get away with the win.
I mean, the goal itself was a lucky goal. It was a huge mistake.
The goal we score was a lucky goal indeed. Now, I actually agree with Kenny here. I wouldn't start Busquets at all, just because I think Frankie de Jong is much better. Well, I don't know if it's much better. He has a lot more dynamism and has more legs on him. I think Busquets now as the single pivot, yes, he can have great games, but it's largely dependent on having that partner to basically cover the ground for him. Because he doesn't have the legs anymore.
And I think, excuse me for interrupting you real quick, but I think when Gavi is pressing and holding that space that Busquets can cover, I think Busquets has phenomenal games by himself.
I think it's a combination of Busquets and Frankie de Jong, actually. Especially with that four-man.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, but when we don't have De Jong.
Yeah, exactly. Now we have to see. We have to see, because with the injury of Ousmane Dembele, we have to see how Xavi wants to basically set up the team. Does he want to stick with the four-man midfield? Because he doesn't trust our attackers. He doesn't trust them. They're not in the best running form. This is a perfect opportunity for Rafinha to basically get in the squad and basically get a lot more minutes, have a run of games where he's able to gain confidence and to show us what he's got. Because there's already been links so far in throughout the season that in the summer we're going to be looking to offload him, a player who has been here for only one season and we played 60 million for him. We're going to need a lot more for him, and this is a perfect opportunity to show it. This is going to be massive weeks for him. So,
I mean, the whole Rafinha thing is really, really sad, because I was a huge fan of him when he played for Leeds, and I just think he hasn't lived up to the hype here at Barca, and it happens.
I think, right now, like we said, the game against Real Betis is too important to give him that chance to prove himself. He just hasn't been on the right form. I think when we come against a Getafe or a team that's close to relegation, a team that's not doing good, that's when you throw Rafinha in and you go, Xavi, pulls him aside and goes, this is, go ahead. This is where you let loose and show me that you deserve to be in the first team, not against a team like Real Betis.
But then would you say that Ferran Torres or Ansu Fati have been great as well? Because
they're
two players who have been in the exact same situation, I think.
They've been the lesser of the evils.
Right. I think Rafinha thinkers recently.
He's been giving the ball away cheaply. He hasn't been making the best decisions.
I think that's too fresh in his mind mentally. With Fati and Torres, I feel like they're more reset mentally, and they'll have.
And Fati hasn't played great, but he scored goals.
Yeah, right. True.
Yeah,
and that's enough for him. That's his job. For Rafinha, he's not a goal scorer. He's gotta make the good cross, the good pass, the good chance created, and it's hard.
But I think the main thing that the main positive so far is that we have Lewandowski back. We have a goal scorer back. He's going to be starting in that game. We're going to have our 9. We're going to see how Xavi does it. Does he want to play with 3 attackers? If he doesn't, he's going to go with that 4-man midfield. But guys, before we round off, match predictions. I know Kenny, you said 2-1. Are you going to be sticking with that?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that, but I'm also gonna give my goal scorers.
Okay.
Braced by Lewandowski.
Braced by Lewandowski. Yeah. Okay.
I would go. Actually, this might be a little unpopular, but I'm gonna say away from home, 1-0 Barca.
1-0 Barca.
Throw something else out.
Well, I mean, that's actually not like a far-fetched scoreline because like the recent Barca games, when you've been looking at them, 1-0 against what's it called, Girona, 1-0 against Real Sociedad, 1-0 against Getafe.
Yeah, but we've also
These
had
games have
Lewandowski
been
out.
very, very tight so far.
But that's what I'm saying. Lewandowski hasn't played in those games. Still, though, I'm gonna give him a 1-0 because Betis are no bums, and it's away from home. So I say 1-0. Lewo score.
1-0 Lewandowski score. Well, I'm gonna go for 2-0. I'm gonna go for 2-0 goals. Lewandowski and Pedri. I'm gonna go for Pedri continuing his goal scoring run.
Yeah, bro. I see him. I see him with a little.
Yeah, his little celebration like that. And let's hope it basically comes true. But guys, that was it for today's match preview. As always, I post a link on Twitter. If you guys want to join, you're always welcome to just basically like hop into the discussion and give your thoughts. But as always, like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll see you guys all next for basically tomorrow's post match reaction. But as always, take care, guys.